Hi there, and welcome to the Danny Steve Show, where we talk about issues related to accessibility, education, and other tips that you might find useful. Thanks for tuning in. Here's your host, Danny Steves.
Thank you, Julie, and welcome to today's episode of the Danny Steve Show. I'm your host, Danny Steve, and tonight I am joined by Wes and Sue Harding, the CEOs of Team Hoyt, Canada. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us on, Danny. We're pretty excited to be with you tonight.
So, yeah, I really want to talk to you about your journey and how Team Hoyt began. So, go ahead and I'll ask you questions along the way.
Excellent. I even have my good wife here to make sure that I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
We're pretty excited to share the journey.
Yeah. So, how did Team Hoyt start?
Well, Team Hoyt started back in 1962 in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And there was a family called the Hoyt family. And the Hoyt family had a son by the name of Rick. But when Rick was born, he had a tragic birth, and that the umbilical cord got strangled around his neck that deprived him of oxygen for several moments. And with that, the doctors determined he had cerebral palsy. And not only would he have cerebral palsy, brain damage, is that he would also be a quadriplegic, a spastic quadriplegic, that is. And when Rick was growing up, his father did something really amazing, and his mother. They included Rick in everything that they did. In fact, when he was born, the doctors told Dick and his wife Judy that the best thing they could do is put his son in an institution, close the door, and go on with their own life. But Dick and for his wife Judy, no, their son was very, very special, and they're going to raise him like any other family would raise their son. And so that's what they did. And when Rick was 15 years old, he wanted to run in a road race to raise some money for an individual in their high school that was tragically injured in a car accident that left him paralyzed from the neck down. And Rick came home that night and typed on his communication device, "Dad, I want to run in that road race." And his father, who was a non-runner at 40 years old, said, "Rick, yes, you can." And together, as a father and son, they lined up on the starting line, and they ran the full 5 miles. And the great thing about that race is, even though they came second to last, they didn't come last. But when Rick got home that night, he said, "Dad, when I'm running with you, it feels like my disability disappears." And over the last 35 years, they've done over 1,000 endurance races. And the exciting part about the whole Team Hoyt is we have the opportunity to bring that whole Team Hoyt movement to Canada. Because you see, there are a lot of Rick Hoyts in Canada that want to get out and have fun, but they just cannot do that. And so with Team Hoyt, we pair athletic runners and walkers with those. So with the Hoyts commissioning us in 2015, we were able to bring that same excitement, that same thrill of a race to many athletes with diverse abilities, with physical disabilities, with developmental disabilities here in Canada.
Yeah.
So we were pretty excited about that. And that started in 2015 in the last years.
So how did that all begin?
Yeah, in the last
how did that all begin with you and the...
Well, that began. Yeah, that began in 2013. I just finished writing a book called Destined to Run. And that story was my story of going from a couch potato to really an overweight couch potato to who I am today. I've run 6 Boston marathons. And as I wrote that book, it was a motivational book to encourage others that dreams do come true if you have the courage to pursue your dreams. And my dream was to run the Boston Marathon. And in 2008, at 40 years old, I was a non-runner. I thought to myself, I'm going to start living my dream. And my dream was to run the Boston Marathon. But the Boston Marathon is not like any other marathon. You have to qualify for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
And after seeing the Hoyt's video on YouTube called Can, it was a father and son doing an Ironman corner. I thought to myself, if Rick, a quadriplegic, can do an Ironman, I certainly can run around the block and hopefully lose some weight, maybe even get to Boston, my dream. Well, it took me 4 years of training to qualify for Boston, but his Rick's words and his motto is had the opportunity to run with Team Hoyt in the Boston Marathon for the past 6 years, and it's been the most exciting journey.
Wow.
And in 2013, there was a tragic bombing that took place in Boston. And I thought to myself, as I looked at the Hoyts who were stopped at mile 25, I thought, you know what, they're doing it right. They're making a difference, and that's what I wanted to do. And as I went home that day, I said to my wife, I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave my job as an educator, and I'm going to start up exactly what Dick and Rick started in Boston, here in Canada. And so with the Hoyt commissioning us in 2015, it's been an exciting journey. We've had hundreds of athletic riders and runners. These are individuals who can't do it on their own, but with an extra pair of legs or an extra pair of arms, together we do some great things. And we've been in road races and endurance events all across southwestern Ontario and even into Michigan. And the great thing is, as Rick said to his father, Dad, when I'm running with you, it feels like my disability disappears. Is we've heard that a number of times from all our athletes that have had the opportunity to go into endurance races.
Yeah, and
so we're pretty excited to see what's.
And when you hear that, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when people say my disability disappears?
Well, you know what? It brings a big smile to my face because the inspiration comes from our athletic riders. These are individuals in our chairs who are kind of running with us actually. And the great thing is they're the heart. We're just simply the legs, but together great things can be done. You know, when Rick ran his first race, and he actually called himself Free Bird. Because he felt like he was free when he was running with everyone else. And we saw that numerous times as we have these, individuals with diverse abilities going into these road races and to see their smile. I mean, it's the greatest thing anybody could receive. Certainly to see the appreciation. More importantly, it's that teamwork. Teamwork makes that dream work. Pretty exciting.
And for those who don't know, you were an overweight couch potato. So how did your life change after you said, you know what, you're gonna lose weight and start running?
Well, it was interesting. In 2008, when I turned 40 years old, I used to drink a case of Coke every 2 days. In fact, I love potato chips. I love, eating junk food. And At 40, I felt awful. I looked awful, and I thought to myself, my life is half over. And I thought, is this all to life, is sitting on the couch watching TV? And I thought, no, I'm going to go out and live my dream, because as an educator, I would always tell my grade 8 students to live their dream as they were graduating from grade 8. And I thought to myself, you hypocrite, you're not living your dream. And so the exciting thing is that over the next 6 months, I went out at the age of 40 and I lost 80 pounds. I went from a size 36 waist to a 28 waist. And the great thing is I get to buy my pants in the kids department now. And pretty exciting to get out there and really experience life for what it is. And I am so glad that I made that first step from getting off the couch, because it has totally changed my life, and it changed your family's life too as well.
Okay, so I want to get your opinion on it. How did it change your family's life? Can you speak to that?
Well, you know what? Once Wes started running, it totally changed the way we eat. He, like he said, he used to like his pie, his cookies, his pop. So we stopped buying all that junk food. We cleaned up what we're eating, and we even have where I bike with him now, where I never did that before. We've got some of our daughters that will run with him, and they come out, they join in with Team Hoyt, and it's just become a real family affair.
So it's drastically changed our family.
Yeah.
My girls get upset with me because there's no food in the house anymore.
Right, yeah. And I read some of your book, and it sounds like God has really helped you as well. Can you share how God and Jesus has really changed your life?
You know, the greatest thing is what you just said there, is that certainly God has changed my life drastically. You know, there's a verse out of Philippians chapter 4, and it's verse 13, where Paul says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And you know, it's a matter of having faith and trusting God. And the exciting part is that when you put your faith and trust in God, as Paul said, all things are possible through Christ. And you know, many voices around me told me I would never run the Boston Marathon. But as Paul said, I can do all things through Christ. You know, I said, okay, God, if this is what you placed on my heart, and according to Jeremiah 29:11, it says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, and to give you a future and a hope. And I thought, my hope is to get to the Boston Marathon. But you know, it wasn't given to me on a silver platter. There was a lot of work that went into getting to that point. But each step of the way, God was saying, cheering me on, keep going, you can do this. And as I look back, my life has drastically changed. And is there a God? Oh, absolutely. Have I seen him? No. But I've seen the effects of him. And, you know, God speaks in that small, still voice. And each and every morning that I get up, you know, the great thing is that I don't hear him audibly, but I know in that small, still voice, God says, keep going, you can do that. And there's no greater joy than trusting God each step of the way.
So, when you saw your husband, as an overweight man, what was your reaction?
Can you repeat that again?
When you saw your husband as an overweight man, what was your reaction?
You know what? I never really saw him as being overweight, because, like anything, you gain weight so slowly.
Yeah.
But I've definitely seen the changes after he's lost the weight, and he's totally changed his life with his running. He's more active. He's certainly a lot happier. He's healthier. Like we've said before, he's changed our entire family with healthier eating habits and a more active lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because now we see our family members get involved too as well.
Yeah.
And instead of sitting in front of the television, they're getting out and helping someone. Maybe encouraging them too as well. Getting out there and having a lot of fun with others.
Absolutely.
You see, one of the things I found is that life is short and you're to make the most of every opportunity that you have, actually. Because as you think of, according to what the Bible says, 70 years, 10 years, it's not very long on earth.
No.
So I thought we got to make the most of every opportunity that God has given to us.
So, I wanted to highlight one story that you mentioned in your book. You mentioned that you actually had a heart attack.
Could you?
You had a heart attack.
Could you?
Did you have a heart attack?
You know what? In 2010,
Yeah.
I was running a road race.
Yeah.
It was here in Sarnia, Ontario.
Yeah.
In fact, it started off in Fort Garry, Michigan, and ran across the Blue Water International Bridge. And you know, it was the greatest day of my life as I was running, because I wanted to come in the top 10. And I felt with the wind at my back, and as I crossed over the International Bridge, I thought, today's my day. And as I was entering the park, the last 400 or 500 meters, I felt something. And about 300 meters from the finishing line, I collapsed. And all I remember was there were some paramedics beside me. They had kind of revived me, and they said, we're taking you to the hospital. And I said, oh, no, I got to finish the race. And so I ended up getting up and running. It was very painful. It was very awkward. I finished the race, and I think I came about 65th out of maybe 500 to the hospital. And they hooked me up. We had a heart attack. And I thought to myself, that's impossible. I said, yeah, I'm going to run the Boston Marathon. And, you know, as I sat there, I thought to myself, why has God allowed this, actually? And, you know, the great thing is that God said, I'm going to be your healer. And even though during the next week I spent many days with a cardiologist, and it was determined there that I have heart valve disease. And what does it mean? It means I'm dying. But you know what? We're all dying. But it just made me appreciate that each and every day is a good God. And so I live with this heart valve disease, and I go to a specialist every 6 months to get it checked out. Is it a problem? Yeah, it is a problem. But the great thing is I just put my trust in God. I say, God, whatever you want, I'm going to do. And I've been so blessed to run not only one Boston Marathon, but 6 Boston Marathons since that initial collapse and having heart valve disease. And there's no greater joy knowing, you know what? God has it in His hands. There's nothing for me to worry about because God has plans.
Wow. Great.
And it's pretty exciting to get up.
Great attitude. Great attitude. Yeah. Okay. Before I let you go, Wes, I want to hear what is Team Hoyt up to now? Like, what events do you have coming
And that's a wonderful thing that you've asked us, actually, because as we said before, Team Hoyt is really an athletic ride-along program created for those with disabilities. And this past month, just looking back, we had the opportunity to do the 150-kilometer bike ride with an individual with cerebral palsy. She's a quadriplegic, and we did it together. I have a specialized bike trailer at the back, and so we rode 150 kilometers with another 2,000 cyclists from Grand Bend to London and back. And last weekend, we were in the Blue Water International Grand Fondo, which is a road race for cyclists, and we did the 50 kilometers. So what we have coming up now are road races. So we did a couple of cycling events, and we got a couple road races coming up. In September, we have a race called Blue Water Health. We have a hospital here in our community, and they're going to be raising some funds by doing this road race. So that's a pretty exciting event for us. And, as we have that opportunity to run with others, and we have, later on in September, we have a wonderful group called Christian Horizons. And this organization takes individuals with disabilities and, they work with them, they live with them, and they get them involved. And they're going to be doing a road race. So we're going to be involved with Christian Horizons. And we're pretty excited that over the next, several weeks, we're going to be doing a lot of road races coming up. Blue Water Health and Christian Horizons Ride for Refuge, where they raise some money for others all across North America and really Africa too as well, that they raise money for in this road race. So we get some big running events coming up. So we're pretty excited. And, every year we try to do something new. We've done Ironmans, we've done triathlons, we've done cycling events, and now for the next few months we'll do road races. So it's pretty exciting.
And you actually did an event in my hometown of Lexington, Ontario. Can you share a little bit about that and how what that was about and what you did there?
Yeah, we were pretty excited. We got a special invitation from an individual called Danny Steves. And Danny Steves inspired us to go to Listowel and have this opportunity to run with others with disabilities in a run called the Character Run, which is just a 5-kilometer run. And, as we lined up that day, it was raining, and along with hundreds of others from Listowel, it was the most exciting event to see Danny, yourself, and other individuals running with us. And I think the greatest thing that we saw were the smiles from the runners themselves, saying, "Good job, keep going, well done," and the runners that were pushing, but particularly from those who were sitting in the chair, because that's where the inspiration comes from. And as we saw and met new individuals who ran for the very first time together with Team Hoyt, I mean, it was a match made in heaven, if you will, actually, as we ran together, and it was a beautiful night. And I know that I will never ever forget that opportunity that I had to run with you, Danny, and along with other athletic riders that we had. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful evening in May of this past year, actually. So we're looking forward to some great things, and we're pretty excited about it.
Okay, well, before I end the recording here, I want to ask you, how can people get involved with Team Hoyt Canada?
Well, we have a website called teamhoytcanada.com. That's www.teamhoytcanada.com. And there they can find all kinds of information on Team Hoyt. And if an individual with a disability would like to run with us, we have an application on there that lists our various events. And maybe they can't run, but they would love to volunteer. They can find an application on there and they can come out and maybe help us in our tent that we have there. Or maybe you're a runner or a walker that wants to push somebody. There you can also find an application too as well. So we have that wonderful website, or you may even follow us on Instagram or Twitter or even on Facebook. So we have a lot of activity on Facebook and social media there, really announcing some of the events that we've done. We always post pictures on there. So it's an opportunity. And if you're on Facebook, just type in Team Hoyt Canada, and you'll see all the different activities that we've been doing and the athletic riders and even videos that we've been doing now as well. And in our past race that we did, we put out a video, and within 1 week we had 30,000 people view that video actually. So it's a great thing. So if you like to follow, either the website or Facebook or Twitter or Team Hoyt Canada.
And I want to point out that even if you don't run, if you have a disabled daughter and they want to run with their parents, do not have to run with them. You have runners that will run with them. Their family member doesn't have to do that. That you keep.
Yeah, that's right. And certainly if you can.
Yeah. You team them up with a runner also. So, can you explain how that works?
Yeah. If you put on a pair of running shoes, or you just have a heart to make a difference, certainly you can go to our website there and find all the information. And we will usually respond within 24 hours. We have a wonderful board of directors, and these directors are made up of individuals all across the country, not just in Sarnia. We have a school teacher from Waterloo. We have a sports writer that lives in Toronto. And we even have a Tough Mudder, which is an endurance race, and ambassador that sits on our board too as well. And together we decide on which events that we're going to be doing, and they all come out. We have a wonderful time. And we talk about inclusion. We're seeing that happen more and more in races all across Ontario. So we're pretty excited to see that the doors are opening up for all, regardless of ability, to get out there and have some fun. So we're excited about that. And all that information on our Facebook page and website too as well.
Okay, thank you for joining me tonight, and we'll talk a bit more off camera. If that is all right with you.
Wonderful, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us on. We enjoyed being on with you tonight. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.